Hello, good evening, good afternoon, Bula Nwaya, and welcome. This is Mapa coming to you live um, from the comfort of my home. I know it's kind of late. Um, Usually I have mine earlier in the day, but it's 9:50 p.m. and it's never too late. So I welcome you here if you've been anticipating this go live as it is Sunday. Um, Reflection, rest, and inspiration for a new week, you know. I hope that you've enjoyed your weekend. I hope that you're well rested and looking forward to another week um, to be intentional and to make a difference. And so, as for me, um, today it was truly a rested day. So here's the thing. Usually Sundays I would go to church. My husband and I would go, but today I stayed home because um, if you remembered, we have found a place to go out on Saturdays, and that is bowling. Something that we found that we like to do together, and I think it was my competitive side of me. Um, just probably um, as we are aging, sometimes we forget uh, that that we're not young anymore. So I kind of twisted a muscle, and then I couldn't. I had to stay home today. But you know what? It's meant to be. The great thing is that I'm able to listen. One of our services in our local church here is usually live, and so I get to watch that and have my quiet time at home. But you know what? Things do happen for a reason, and I truly rested well today. So I'm looking forward to another week, and I hope you are as well. So welcome here, and stay tuned till the end. This is just an inspiration for not just myself, but for you as well, as I choose to be here um, to share something, just reflecting on the week that we've gone past and resting enough to recuperate, to re-energize, and start the new week. Kickstart the new week with intention, with purpose. And so, here's the thing. As I really sit here reflecting on the week that just passed, my heart is really full of gratitude, lessons, and quiet victories that really remind me how faithful God is. He is truly faithful in everything, and I cannot stress that enough. And so, this past week, there were moments that really stretched me. And, I have to be honest, we are only human. Sometimes, we don't always, not everything is a bed of roses. There are times when you get stretched, and it's those moments that we learn. And so it stretched me in moments that filled me with joy. um, and from the busyness of work, family time, and growing our business, I've learned again that balance really doesn't mean doing it all perfectly. you know you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to know how to figure it all out. It just means keeping your heart anchored in purpose. And so when things don't go the way you planned for the week, or challenges that you face throughout the week, just tell yourself that um, that you can't control the things that are around you, but you can control how you react to it, and um, how you are able to overcome it, and face it and learn from that situation, and move on. And so each small win, each lesson, even each challenge, it really shaped something deeper within me, and which is patience, resilience, and faith. And sometimes progress really looks quiet, but even in stillness, God is working behind the scenes. And I did mention this in one of my go lives yesterday, about growth. that yes, God is still working behind the scenes. And so here's the inspiration for a new week. This is going to be hopefully a short go live for us, and a chat for us this evening. As we step into this new week, I want to remind you, new beginnings bring new mercies. And every day when you wake up, every new day is a new beginning. So learn from the day before, or learn from the past week, just as I'm, reflecting on the past week, and hold on to what serves you, and let go of the things that don't, because then it will not help you grow in your journey. And so whatever last week looked like, whether it was full or winds, of winds, whether it was full of winds or weariness, let it go with grace. Truly, let it go with grace, because the more you hold on to it, it only will stop you from being purposeful, from being intention in whatever journey you're in. And so you can begin today, maybe begin again today. You can choose peace and focus. Stay focused and have that purpose again. Choose that instead of holding on to the things that drags us down, the things that weighs, that the weariness, or things that really hold us from moving forward. So here's the thing: choose peace and stay focused, and stay and have that purpose, as to why you are here, why you are doing what you're doing, and why do you wake up each morning, because there is a purpose. And so here's some questions that you can ask yourself, and I do the same to myself as well. What did I learn last week that I can grow from? So what did I learn last week that I can grow from? um, just think about that and put it down. It's always good to reflect on those questions, because it really helps us to know, okay, this is something that didn't work for me, but this is something that actually worked for me, and that is what I will build on. That is what I will, put more energy on what is working for me. And so, and the next question for us is, who can I encourage this week? Who can I encourage this week? So there are times where that's what I mean by being purposeful. Like I'm sure there is someone that you're thinking of that you can encourage this week. Maybe that could be someone that you can pray for. Maybe that is someone that you can help, in any way. So think about that question. And the third question for us is, how can I show up with faith, even if I can't see the full picture yet? Many a times, sometimes we ask ourselves, if I don't see anything, why should I really invest my time in something that I am not seeing, in something that I am not seeing results? But remember, like I mentioned earlier, God is working in the background, and growth is happening. Results are building. um, your breakthrough is on the other side. And so just that faith keeps us, um, just the faith, having that faith in yourself, having that faith in what you're doing, and believing that this is something that is right, this is something that is working. And just keep showing up with faith, because even if you don't see it, that is what it means by faith: when you don't see it but you believe in it. And that is how you can keep showing up. And so even if you can't see the full picture yet, just have faith that it is working for you, that your breakthrough is coming. And so this week, I'm choosing to walk in faith. You can say the same thing. Maybe this can be your affirmation. This week, I'm choosing to walk in faith, not fear. And I'm choosing to trust the process and thank God for what's unfolding. Remember, I said about breakthrough. So believe in yourself and say this affirmation and know that God is truly working in the background. So choosing to trust the process and thank God for what's unfolding, even if I can't see it yet, because his timing is always perfect. And I always believe in that. I always sometimes when there are things that are delayed, or when you anticipate something and it is delayed, whether it is um, um, anything for that matter, whenever there is a delay, I always tell myself, maybe it's not meant to be, but praying and taking action is two things that works. So because here's the thing, his timing is always perfect, and his promises never fails. And I always claim that, I always believe in that, and I always say those affirmations that even if it is not according to my plan, I believe that God's plan is way higher, much more. His plans and his ways are way higher than ours. And so I hope that this has encouraged you, to start your new week, or in preparation for a new week, that you say that affirmation to yourself and remind yourself that you don't have to figure it all out, but to choose to walk in faith, not fear, because fear will only hold you back from what is on the other side, or the breakthrough that is waiting. And so here's to a week of focus, here's to a week of focus, peace, and growth, one day at a time. So drop a flower or a thumbs up or a heart if you're stepping into this week with renewed faith and gratitude. So, what can we do? Let's bloom together. And so, that is my encouragement for you today, an inspiration for a new week. May you have a blessed week, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your evening, day, whatever time zone you're watching me from. And I'll be back tomorrow. Vinaka, Foyexia, and God bless.